Yo, Chris.
No, that is.
You messing me up. That's why I should have showed you messing me up.
I'm gonna do it again regardless.
No, see, ignorant.
Sunshine. And no, sunshine. Episode 146 of cleaning dishes. Oh shit!
Rabies, nigga, the fuck? Oh no!
I think someone tried to swim down my throat or something.
Whoa.
Not swim, but
nah, yo, you good, yo?
That sounded crazy.
You good, B?
I'm gonna open the door.
You good, B? You good, B?
You know it's hot in here. You gotta take off all my clothes to open the door.
I knew you was gonna say something real wild.
How's that wild? How'd the song go?
I knew you was gonna say something real wild, bro. I knew you was gonna say something real wild. You gonna say something real wild. Watch. Wild thoughts.
Episode 146 of cleaning dishes. Hey, bro, you love me, dog?
Huh?
You love me, bro?
No.
Damn. You could at least like hesitated.
Oh. No.
So hope everyone's doing good today. Hope magic's in the air because it is Valentine's Day.
Magic's in the air because it's Valentine's Day.
What is Valentine's Day? Valentine's Day is tomorrow. 14th. Tomorrow, damn. So you gonna introduce us, bro? Because like,
yo, you already know what it is. Mr. Fantastic bounce back like elastic, don't melt because it's not plastic. I'm here with the one and only
Thomas.
It's just Thomas, aka
Thomas.
Tommy with the stripes, aka
Tom.
Tofu Thomas, aka
Tofu Tommy.
Aka
been there, did that, Thomas.
AKA talk to him, Thomas. Talk to him, Thomas. And the beat start. That's your tag. Talk to him, Thomas. That's kind of your hard tag.
Yeah, she kind of
That's
is.
a hard tag. Talk to him, Thomas. Oh, would you rather talk to him, Thomas, or talk to him, Tommy?
Thomas. I don't like Tommy. I don't like Tommy for me.
But you like Tommy Hill.
I like Tommy Boy. The regular one.
You like Tommy.
What are you doing right now? Are you like?
You like Tommy Boys?
I seen you the docket. You haven't seen your docket, huh?
Nope. You like Tommy Boys.
We're not doing this, bro.
What? You going? You want to hear it now?
Is it in your way?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Oh, why you asking that?
Because I thought she was gonna be responsible and say the right thing.
I thought I did, but never mind. Set the bullet points! Set the bull fucked!
Shut up!
My man got bullet points on the docket, yo. He got bullet points on the docket, bro.
I really don't.
He got bullet. That's not bullet points on the docket right there.
I have bullet points on
with
the
title. It's a title. Let me see. Oh, it's not title. I thought you were real happy. It was title.
Tell me what you mean. Stop being nosy, bro. Damn.
Hey, you high though. I need me a little something to drink. I need me a little something to drink.
I did need something to drink.
No, water, nigga. Put all that thirst. Water.
I know Arizona
Thirst.
water has something.
Thirst.
That's not alkaline for me. What's up here? Alkaline water.
Less my alkaline waters. Probably in my 30s.
He said water like he was black. Waters. That Florida water.
Drink.
Come on, I need you to focus, bro. Where's your attention at?
Tell Stop to holler at me, man.
That's not focused.
How's that not focused? That's focused, bro.
How was your week? Make it quick. If you could sum up your week in one word, what would it be?
What word would be productive?
Okay.
What's productive? What was some of your week in one word?
Worried.
That's not even funny.
It is. It's like you want to explain. You can't really explain because it's like one word.
But now I'm gonna have to ask you to dive into why worried.
No.
Yeah.
I specifically said.
Yeah, but I'm asking a question now. I asked the questions now.
Is that what he said? No, that ain't what he said.
He said, "I am the captain now."
I am the captain now.
I asked the questions now.
Here's another role too that I saw somewhere.
I don't know of it.
I don't either.
Oh, okay.
But
do you know they actually the role you were saying?
I know he's in the movie. I just don't know the name of the movie. I don't know if it's out yet.
Tupacalypse.
Apocalypse.
I forget where that came from. I think it's what
it came from me because I kept saying apocalypse wrong.
So you from Detroit?
I gotta beat your ass. So I gotta beat your ass in the set now. We got on wax now. So now it's like, yo, you don't let me talk about your city like that.
I asked you if you was from Detroit.
Yeah, you know it's the context of when you ask the question though.
You from Detroit, right?
Yes, I'm from Detroit.
Okay.
Why'd you ask me that question though?
Cause I was curious.
You just forgot I was from Detroit?
Yeah, I just forgot because of something
you remind me all the time though. At the brr party. This boy a nut. I hate you, bro. I hate you with a passion. Almost because it's mic off.
Because you use Detroit slang a lot, so I was like, that might be Detroit slang.
Okay, so where did I use Detroit slang at?
When you said, what'd you say again?
I forgot. Tell me.
You said Barbara party. Then you said.
I even.
This time, what you said? Apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
I thought that was a Detroit thing, like from Jitten. I thought it was a dance from Jitten. It's not.
No.
Oh, see, I learned today. Why when I say things I understand, sir?
Ooh, saucy. You ever put
Go ahead, say something dumb.
You ready?
Yes.
Alright, you gotta prepare yourself for this one. It's pretty bad.
Okay, I'm ready.
That's just not.
Alright.
It's sad though. You ever put whiskey in your coffee?
That's not that. Do you put whiskey in your coffee or is it tea?
If you're an alcoholic, you do.
I'm trying to think which one. Is it coffee they put it in? The Irish. That's Irish coffee, right?
I don't know what it's called.
I think they call it Irish coffee. You put the whiskey in your coffee. I swear it's called Irish coffee.
That's racist.
But that might be racist. Yeah, maybe I'm being racist, but I'm gonna go with it.
You said it's called Irish Spring.
That's for spring water. You put.
Why is it called Irish Spring?
Because he put whiskey in the water.
See?
Irish spring water. I mean Irish coffee.
Irish coffee.
Let's see if that's a real thing.
That's probably called something else.
The perfect cocktail. Oh yeah.
So what is it?
I don't know. Irish whiskey. Yeah, you put it in your coffee.
The lime and the coconut.
No coconut and lime.
My bad. I ordered wrong.
Mm-hmm. It's a new thing.
All right, I'm gonna ask one more question before we get to the real shit.
Oh, we go.
So let's say you cooking something, right? Or let's say you making Kool-Aid, making more simpler.
Kool-Aid.
Do you ever feel like it's weird or it tastes different when you do things in different orders? Like how you make? I'm pretty sure we make Kool-Aid the same. Water, sugar.
Like you put the water instead of the sugar first.
Yeah. For those that don't know, you should always do water and sugar because if you don't, you have a big clump of like sugar in the corner in the corner of the pitcher.
Yeah, that I would say would probably be that thing that happens. You remember making sugar? Oh, tell me some story for those who ain't heard. That's a good one.
I ain't say that earlier.
It don't matter. Tell it again. That shit's a good one, bro.
So one time, right?
It's the lure.
So one time, in my household, honestly, just like anybody that knew me, I was like the man of like making Kool-Aid. So anytime like I wanted Kool-Aid to be made, I made it. So I used to give like more background. When I was at church, me and my homie Cal, we made they ain't said that nigga name in a long time. We made Kool-Aid for the church.
Shout out to Cal.
It was a tart sometimes, but we made Kool-Aid, right? So
tart? Why was it tart?
So before I got all this cloud in the name to my name for making Kool-Aid, I made Kool-Aid one time at my grandma's house, right? And so I will never forget, I made lime green Kool-Aid, lemon lime. That's my favorite Kool-Aid.
Lemon lime. Okay.
Even though all of them taste the same, but anyway.
Sugar water. Okay.
So I remember one time I just was like making a Kool-Aid. Grandma was like, "Yeah, you make Kool-Aid, do what you gonna do." I made it, and for whatever reason, I just poured half. It was a fresh pound of sugar. I used half that shit. And for whatever reason, I was like, "Yo, I'm putting in there, threw in the lemon lime, stirred it."
I could feel the sugar burn.
Right in your neck.
Oh gosh.
And I remember making it, and no matter how much I stirred it, it wouldn't dilute. It wouldn't like. What's the scientific word for it? Solvency. It wouldn't
dissolve.
Dissolve. Yeah, that's better. It would dissolve until like I buried it form, so it was grainy. So and I didn't know how bad it was. All the sugar was at the bottom. So the way I made it was like water, Kool-Aid, and I just kept pouring sugar.
I can feel the sugar, bro. I can really feel.
You felt it in your throat. I felt it in my kidneys.
Pause.
Pause.
Wow. It's like, no, because it's the idea, bro. It's because if you expected me to, because you knew you put a bunch of sugar in it. If I'm unexpecting it, I'd be like take a gulp, like refreshing Kool-Aid. I'd be like, and just feel fire. down the sides of my neck. I'm like, you gotta do the stinky face, like, ooh.
So I made it,
when your
right?
face pop up the side of your neck and you like this.
So I'm a kid. I don't know shit about sugar and shit. So I made it, and like, I had like a little, imagine like a water bottle, but it was like a WB promotional water bottle. So it was like, it wasn't no damn gallon, but it definitely was like more than, it was like 16 ounces, say 16 ounces. And I remember taking it from poured the Kool-Aid in the little thing mug and took it in the front room. So it was my grandma on my left, I'm sitting next to my grandma, and across on the other side of a different couch is my brother. We got in trouble for some shit, or he got in trouble for some shit. And now I was in the clear for whatever reason. And my grandma noticed that like I'm drinking Kool-Aid. She's like, okay. But she noticed that every time I take a sip, I'm twitching. And she like, yeah, who made that Kool-Aid? Like, I did. She was like, you put a lot of sugar in there? I was like, oh, just a little bit. So she said, oh, let me have some. Like, there you go.
What happened?
Look at stuff like, your boy? What you playing this? Just sugar and Kool-Aid.
She said, boy?
Like, she got shot by her with the Kool-Aid. It was like electricity and that shit.
That is the best because I get this picture like, oh, they're like,
She's like, boy, you listen to this.
and you sitting there sipping on a bottle of that shit.
I didn't think anything's wrong with it.
Oh my gosh, bro. That's wow.
She took that thing in the kitchen. She poured out half of it, and I was like, you can't be having this no more.
You gotta pour half of the joint and just run mad water in that, or put mad lemons in it or something.
It couldn't be salvaged, bro. Like, from now on, anytime you pour water into it.
Yeah, pour a little bit of it. You made a syrup, basically. You made a syrup, put an ounce of this and water, an ounce of this and water.
Oh man! Shout out to my grandma. I love you.
That is hilarious, bro. That's a funny one. Comes like, bro, I could picture my back.
Yeah, her face crunched up like she ate a sour ass lemon.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Body be hurt.
Alright, so.
My man's wow. He was out of pocket for that shit.
So, we finished off Lupin. We told you last time that we only watched 3 episodes. We finished it off.
It was only, by the way, y'all, it was 5 episodes long. I was like, it had 12. It's like 5 episodes. It's a French show and it's 5 episodes. I don't know why I says, yeah, anyway.
We guessed, bro. Last time we got it right, we probably guessed.
It was still good, though. It didn't change the fact that the show is good.
Yo, that's why my memory be fucked up because of damn sugar.
Yeah. Part 2, waiting on part 2 to come out. It's supposed to come out in the summer. This year. Uh-huh.
It was a really good show. Actually, it was better than I thought it would be.
Yeah. Yeah, we're on a hiatus, so we're still not really sure what the final thing's going to be. Because they got to have a part 2 coming out in the summer. So check it out.
And the gentleman's name that's playing the lead, that's playing Lupin, is Omar Sy. I don't know what you was calling him, but it's not.
We did say Omar Sy.
Did we?
Yeah.
I remember you making fun of his name.
We looked it up. Yeah, we was making fun of him.
Who?
Because we was like, Asane, we didn't know his name. We kept saying Asane and stuff.
That's why you learn French? The show? You keep saying we.
Yeah. Oh, we see French now.
Nah, I wasn't including that.
My bad. That's for us uppity Negroes. Wow. To someone to refer themselves as an uppity Negro, you bugging.
And then I gotta switch the order of what movie talk about now.
Why?
Because it sings better.
Ooh. When the producers produce, and I ain't gonna say nothing.
Nah, I gotta do it now. So speaking of Negroes,
hey,
we watched Judas and the Black Messiah on HBO Max.
Bruh.
So you introduce it. So Judas and the Black Messiah chronicles the lives of Fred Hampton and the Black Panther chapter in Illinois, with Bill O'Neill being an FBI informant. So that's the best description I can give about getting away the movie. It is on HBO Max, and yeah. So coming into this movie, what did you know about Fred Hampton?
Black Panther leader. That's all I know, really.
I knew that.
And he died young. Those are 2 things I knew. He died young. He was a Black Panther leader.
I didn't know he died young. I knew he died in his sleep. And I knew that, like you said, Black Panther. Mm-hmm. Those are 2 things I kind of knew before. I didn't know everything that he did, if that makes sense. Yeah. I did the wrong thing on that shit. But this movie was great. It definitely evoked some emotion for both of us.
Oh, yo, you was going off, bro. You was definitely.
I don't know that is.
You was having them. You was having them thoughts.
Before we get there.
No, we gotta go there because you was.
That's one of the bullet points. We going to get there.
Wee.
So how'd you feel about this? How'd you feel about this movie?
It was good. I thought it was good. They somehow. I thought they were able to capture both sides, as far as like both the Judas and the Messiah. Like as far as you seen the Messiah and be like, oh wow, like he's really doing great things, and then seeing the Judas in the situation and being like, party was like, damn, I hope you don't get caught up. But then the other party was like, wait, what is you doing, bro? Like, why are you doing this? Why is this like this? And then like I think there was a part of me that wanted it to not be real.
Yeah.
Because this is really something that happened. Like it was probably the one that not to be real. Like the whole idea of somebody selling out somebody trying to do something great for the people. So someone trying to do great something that's gonna benefit you, and you turn around and sell them out anyway. Was like that's crazy. And the reason behind it was because you didn't want to have to deal with your consequences for your actions.
Yeah.
Petty actions. Petty consequences for petty actions.
That shit wasn't petty.
That was petty. From what he could have gotten. Petty.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. If you comparing one with the other, then yeah. But like
that shit was like what she was doing. Mind you, what she was out there doing.
Wilding.
You was wilding, and you got caught doing that shit. And so instead of being like, I take this L and just do what I gotta do, I'm gonna go destroy a movement.
Yeah. Wait. Are you jumping ahead? Like, what question did I ask you?
You asked what I thought of the movie.
Oh, okay, my bad.
And I was answering. I was just like, yeah, like
the coffee beans kicked in. My fault.
The beans kicked in.
Coffee beans.
They still beans.
Yeah, I thought this movie was great. Definitely feel like I was informed. I forgot that like they were really young when they were doing all this.
Yep.
Like.
Yep.
My man's was like when. Spoiler alert, I guess he dies at 21.
It's not a spoiler.
I know, but like anybody I don't know.
If you don't know if Fred handed down, to tell you like.
Anybody I don't know. I mean, I don't want to spoil it. Like.
I don't spoil this biopic. You know what I'm saying?
Like, quick side note, like when you were watch Freedom Writers.
Okay.
Remember when she wanted them to read Anne Frank?
Yeah.
And she none in the class knew that Anne Frank had died or got killed or got caught. And she came into the room pissed. It's like, why you tell me Anne Frank died? You didn't remember that part of the movie?
No.
Yeah, she just gave them the book of Anne Frank, right? Said reading the book, having high hopes, like, oh, like I see myself in her, like I relate. And then she got to the end of the book and like was like, yo, she got caught, and she was pissed at the teacher. She was mad.
Like, yeah, that's.
She was like, I said the injury you had. How you not know that Anne Frank was dead? Like, she died.
Yeah, they was, yeah, okay.
But it's like saying a new book, it's ain't like a new release. It's like a new edition.
But in their defense, they read a book about something that, as far as they know, has nothing to do with them. They don't relate to that in no way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I said, spoiler alert, if necessary.
This would affect them.
Who?
Black folk.
We know we got white listeners too, right?
This will affect them too.
And Hispanic ones.
This affect them too. They was there.
Alright, fine. But not everyone knows that Fred Hampton was dead, so.
That's true. You right.
Thank you.
Just look at the mic, like.
I forgot what I was saying. Like the way he died and like the whole thing. I didn't know, like, me being me, I knew that like you had informants in the FBI. I didn't know they were working like this. So kind of like it was giving me sympathy for him as like being an informant. But it kind of gave me sympathy as far as like you really was out here doing this. And I also felt more for Black Panthers because it's like you had a brother in arms who wasn't really a brother.
Yep. As you be saying often enough, people you often hear kinfolk, and not all kinfolk is kinfolk.
Yeah, I try to tell those people, bro, they learn the hard way.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. I was like, damn.
Yeah, man.
Really? That was wild, bro.
There was one part that kind of like, as we were watching the movie, it's like I want to say 20-minute mark. It's probably more than that. I was pissed. It was to the point where I had to stop the movie.
Yo, the bro was alright, cause I'm in the kitchen cooking, you know what I mean? And he was out here watching it, and he was legit getting mad. Like, he was really like, how the you want, like, about that? Like not just, this is a movie that everything took place from the past. Like, it's all from a true story from the past.
History repeats itself.
And you was going off, bro. Like, you was really going off. Cause something that somebody said was really like, was a trigger, and I can understand the exact reason as to why. Because like you hear that shit so often.
Oh, them? Oh, them white people?
Yeah, what the guy said.
Yeah.
As far as how he wasn't privileged because his people's was his grandparents were sharecroppers.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, nigga, what? Like, because they was poor, they wasn't privileged.
All right, so I get the whole detail. So Fred Hampton goes in. Oh, I can't get. Yeah. Fred Hampton's in a situation where it involves him talking to a white person, and another white person stands up. He's like, basically, he alludes to the point of like, we had nothing to do with like Negroes and slavery. My parents were my ancestors were sharecroppers.
Mm-hmm.
And I was mad because it's not in the sense of like, granted, your people's are sharecroppers, but I'm pretty sure all white people definitely hated black people. If y'all didn't hate us, you definitely thought you was better than us. So that's like rule of law in the United States. Like, I'm white, I gotta pay taxes, and niggas ain't shit. Like, well, man, Negroes and niggers ain't shit. I mean, that's honestly how America was. Like,
man, yeah, that was pretty.
If I could bet on one thing, I bet one thing I'm better than a nigger. That's how white people. That's how it was back then.
It was believed that it is believed and understood to be that the concept was like, at least I'm not black. At the end of the day, like if you was like, that's what, like, man, at least I'm not black. Like you be like, damn, they done chopped this off, and I'm burnt the house, like whatever it was. Like at least I'm not black. Like
yeah,
like it really was like black was the bottom of the barrel. Like that was the standard of like low. Like was black. It was like again we always talk about this. It was black people. They're dogs. They women and them. And like so yeah, they were always like at least I'm not black. Like everything else could go. They all could bite. The woman could try to kill them, but they like at least I'm not black. Like that was really the bottom of it. So it was like damn. So when you hear that kind of shit, it was just kind of like what the fuck. Like the fact that they could be sharecroppers and like grow their crops, and not have to worry about some random dudes come by and burning their crops down just because they was mad.
That
and shit like that, like yeah, like and on top of that, they got to grow their crops. They got to know their heritage. They got to know themselves, and the fact that you know who your ancestors were and what they did.
You know where you came from.
Like you know where it came, like right, and it's like that is a privilege you have. Like a lot of people don't, and so it's like just because you're not rich doesn't mean you're not privileged, and that's what was kind of annoying. Like, just because you're not rich doesn't mean you weren't privileged in some way, shape, or form, or you didn't benefit from what did transpire during those times.
Well, I use the example you used yesterday. Like, so imagine you black, right? Imagine, I'm gonna make it worse. Great Depression. You black, you got your little house. You may not have like a whole bunch of acres, but you got like nice little something. A white person can just come up to your spot and be like, this place look nice. Good thing ain't yours no more.
Yep, that was it. That was a wrap. They just took you off your shit.
If you said, nah, I'm gonna fight you for it, they're gonna kill you for it. They really was like, yo, I'm gonna get my brothers up here and the cops to make sure that you don't shoot back. We gonna come take this thing.
Yep, like shit was just snatched from you. There was nothing you could have done about that. Deed or not, it didn't matter.
Nope.
They wasn't gonna take it. It was gonna be a wrap. I was like, yeah, man, it was crazy. So to see you getting mad at that though was kind of because that wasn't really that does obviously play a big part in the movie because of get the mindset. But because that particular part wasn't the focus, and see you get so heated off, it was kind of fun. I was like, this nigga is. And I was like, yeah, that's what they did. We know this. Like,
sometimes they hit me certain times, bro. I don't know why. Sometimes it just be hitting me.
Cause it's one thing to know, so it's nothing for someone to shove it in your face.
Yeah, I guess it's the idea of like of ignorance of like, don't involve me. I wasn't part of that. No, nigga, you was. Like the homie robbed the bank for you.
Yeah.
Like, what you mean? Like, yo, your brothers and sisters was like, yo, we gonna rob this bank. You like, well, I wasn't with them, so I ain't part of it. Bro, y'all family.
Yep.
You gonna buy this nigga for $100 tomorrow. I promise you will.
Yep.
Well, I ain't got $100. You just robbed the bank. What you mean?
Ain't gotta do with me because we were sharecroppers. It was sharecroppers. Like, yeah.
No, you benefited, bro.
How'd they get that land?
We ain't talk about that.
How'd they get that land that they were sharecropping? How did they get that? They just found it and did they take it from somebody? I don't know. Let's see. Let's talk about that. Like, I mean, yeah, people they're trying to act like, oh, it wasn't, and I was like, nah, nigga, like.
Nah, you could
benefited from it, bro. That's the thing. You benefited from it.
Like, they would go. I'm gonna say the niggas. They would go to the government, get grants and aid, just because they was white, not even because they had good credit. White person tried to do the same thing. They was like, yo, you must really be lost, thinking that you can come in here and get. Man, be his ass on set. Just because he had audacity to think he was white, it had the same privileges and shit.
Yo, that's crazy.
So I think about that and amongst other things. That's why when I heard that, I just snapped. Because it's a lot more to me that goes into that statement.
Yeah, I think what was really crazy was how they were, how easily the person who's the Judas in the situation, how easily they were like manipulated, and like they kept getting And even when they tried to get out, they just kept getting manipulated to be like, not like blackmailed, I should say. They were being blackmailed. They kept being blackmailed, like, oh, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do, and it was just like, damn, like, and it was just like, damn, you like so selfish, so selfish.
That's the easiest part for me, cause I understand. Cause for me, it's a simple fact of like I'm trying to save my ass. Granted, but you was really out here trying to sacrifice a lot to save your own ass.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like the idea of what you were trying to, like the things you had to go through mentally, just to try to save your own ass. And it was like, for what in the end? Though, ultimately in the end, for what? Like,
that's why I said like for you to be, like I understand like you had some people that are like working in, like the FBI or just like police officers, and they're like they work undercover and shit like that. I understand that. Like you kind of get trained up for it, you kind of like have to understand what you're doing, but you don't even have an alphabet that you're working for. So for you to be like in there like this and like basically your whole goal is to destroy your own culture, you built different. Like you never rewrite your whole brain. Like that's wild. Like I told that shit last night. That's wild to just be like, you know what? Fuck them, and fuck me.
Yeah. To me, the end kind of got me the most too, because like when he talked, the end, like towards the end of the credits when they're like talking to him, they show bits of the real interview.
Trey like me. Oh, he's on that part.
Yeah,
that
got me. I was like, what the fuck, really?
At that point, I kind of, if you watch it again, I think that kind of would solidify his result towards the end. Because I think that's when he was like, oh yeah.
Yep.
I'm just doing this to free my soul a little bit, and after that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was something else, man. It was definitely a good movie, definitely worth the watch. I thought it was cool to see people join up together and see how this brother was able to use his words. How Hampton was just like as the little lady called him a poet, and was able to literally just use his words to move people. But she also gave him some wise words to help him along the way, which I thought was really dope too.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, it was a really good movie. It was really, really well put movie. There was little things they said in there. I think was just like, that made you go, okay, yeah, different. And it was cool to see the perspective from both sides, as far as like the actual like the person being the Judas, what they were doing, but then also seeing how the Messiah had to work in the back end and stuff, or seeing how the Judas had to work in the back end and try to like move things around that shit.
Man, like we don't want to give away the whole movie, but there's one part that like for me, I was like. We both was like, your story don't add up, but it adds up enough.
Yeah, to me, the story didn't make sense. Like, why would you have said that? Like,
hey, he's in the moment.
I was like, but you didn't have to do. You could just.
Nah, I feel like you're right because you're perfect with manipulating words and be on some like not manipulating words, manipulating people. If you really want to, if you like want to keep it a buck, you're really good at that. I don't think other people have that ability.
No.
Yes.
No.
The conversation we had this morning, bro. I told you, like, you're fucking good.
I'm just good at pointing you to the truth. That's all I did.
See,
that was the truth.
Shit.
That was what I said to you, truth.
When did you become a pimp? Like, really?
Is what I said to you, truth.
Pimp. What's your last name? Pimp.
Is what I said to you, truth. Well, what I said this morning, was that truth or not?
Pimp. Fred.
But you weren't answering the question.
Pimp. Fact stacks.
No, it's Freddie Mac.
Pimp Freddie Mac.
It's just Freddie Mac.
No, yeah, the pimping.
No, it's Freddie Mac.
No, it's like you know how
Freddie Mac.
You know how like once you go to school to get a doctorate degree, you become a doctor, right?
Yes, I is. Turn around, test out kids. Come on, man.
You know how like you go to school, right? You go to college, you get a doctor's degree. I thought you went to the school of hard knocks, so you got a pimp degree, and you don't even know it.
Pimpology.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got masters in pimpology degree.
Oh, okay.
So you gotta be pimp something.
But I don't need no master.
You need your honor.
But I don't need no master.
What? You need your honorifics.
Honorifics.
So pimp Freddie Mac.
Alterific.
Pimp fantastic. Pimp fantastic.
Okay.
I'm gonna work it out. I'm not as good as you with names, you know what I'm saying? But
you'll get there. No, but for real, what I said this morning was truth though. Was it or was it not?
So when you became a pimp,
but
right?
the thing is, you keep avoiding the question.
What, am I the first victim of being pimped? Hold on.
What you not understanding?
Are you pimping me?
What you not understanding is.
Yo, wait, time out. Are you pimping me?
Here we go.
What you mean? Here we go.
You asking questions you don't need to be asking.
Why you avoiding it? See?
You not answering. You're asking the right questions to the wrong person.
I'm like, really mad you never answered the question though. I'm like.
We both waiting for answers, huh?
I'm not the only one.
Everybody. Wow. Pause.
What you mean?
That's wild, bro.
I'm not the only one getting pimped.
You wildin', bro.
All right, I'm done. Fine.
Alright,
I'm done.
You asking another dude to ask you to be pimp you. That's crazy.
I mean, I want to know where my place is.
if you have to be told you're not for the team.
That's hella bad, bro. Don't tell nobody that.
If you gotta be told what your place is, you ain't for the team. You know what position you got put on?
I don't believe that.
I believe that. Hey, if you don't know what your role is, you ain't for this team.
What if I just want clarification?
The fact that you want anything else besides what I'm giving you, problem.
Oh,
She's like, oh, okay.
all holes need clarity. Because I call myself a hole, like this is crazy.
You wildin', bro.
Alright,
You wildin'.
So how terrible was what William O'Neal did?
It was bad, bro. It was because you gotta understand, like it didn't stop the movement because they still were doing their thing, but they still was doing it. Remember, after the fact that it all happened, they still were doing it. It still was an active movement. It still was a thing. Black Panthers was still a thing.
They hindered a lot, though.
It hinders a lot, but it didn't stop them because again, remember he said earlier on. He says that you can't you can kill the freedom. You can fight. You can kill the freedom fighter, but you can't kill freedom.
I think he was wrong in that. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? See,
inside never think with a gun, but is that freedom over there? You like, oh shit! You just pop that shit. Boom! Like, oh, freedom.
Cause I feel like what he was doing, he was definitely the head, and once like the head was taken out, it wasn't the same.
Oh, I'm sure it wasn't the same, and it shouldn't have been because times change. It would have to change anyways. What?
It wasn't the same, bro. Like one
yeah.
No, like there was nobody else that was like trained up to be next in place. For one, and two, like that was a huge impact of losing Fred Hampton because like you lose all that skill and that level of leadership and that face of the organization. Mm-hmm. So when he was taken out, it was like there was no one that's like filling those shoes.
I think the beauty of
I think that's the shoes.
Of that kind of situation is actually what relates to that is that the goal of you coming up isn't to fill the shoes of somebody else, but it's to continue that journey. It's to continue pushing forward. So I get what you're saying. Like, yeah, there wasn't another Fred Hampton, but like there wasn't supposed to be another Fred Hampton. Someone else has to come up, and obviously the tactics that we use got us stopped here, if you will, or hindered, put us on a little hiatus or whatever. It disorganized for a second. But if your organization is tight enough, when one head disappears, another one pops up.
So I feel like that's what the problem is. I feel like he was supposed to pass the torch, and he didn't get a chance to pass the torch, so they wasn't on. They barely had a chance to light it before they were like, yeah, nah, fuck this nigga. And then he was like out here trying to like do a man's in.
I feel like I agree with you in the sense that I don't remember there being anybody else from that faction.
Yeah,
that was another Fred.
We just want this faction. We just want this faction in the movie and like what we saw.
So yeah, it definitely shook. It definitely took out a big mover and shaker for that faction for sure. Mm-hmm. But overall, the overall movement continued and still continues in different facets. But yeah. True. It still goes. It overall, though, I think the movie is really good, and I thought the fact that his son picked up the mantle was pretty cool.
Yes, I really
pushing forward and doing his thing. So you got Freddie Hampton Jr. out there doing that thing.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Him and his mom.
Yeah, I don't know if she's still. I don't know if she's still active or not.
Well, she's one that was like not back in the movie financially, but she's like part of the movie though.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah. And then even after the fact, they was like, yep, she was still active and blah blah blah. She was still doing her things. Okay, I see it.
I got great joy out of hearing that. I gotta find out where it's from. That probably like these niggas ain't playing.
Oh, that song?
Yeah, these niggas ain't playing. These niggas ain't playing. These niggas ain't playing. I heard that from a song. I can't say where it's from, but I heard it in the song.
I can't say where it's from.
Sample snitching. Can't say it. But I heard that song. It's a real thing. I heard that song. I heard that in a song. I was like, what the hell is that
Sample
from?
snitching?
It's a real thing.
Alright, explain sample snitching to us that don't know, like me.
Alright.
So I'm not a music kid.
So, hypothetically, let's say you make a song, right, and you find a sample. You're like, oh, I'm gonna use this in the beat. A lot of times you have to get clearance.
Right.
So if you don't get clearance, basically you using a sample illegally.
Oh, so you don't want to snitch on somebody and about, oh, yes, we got the song from you and get it cleared or whatever.
Yeah, and like somebody like uses my voice, like, hey, like you get this sample from here and trace that song back to this, and it's like, oh, he didn't get clearance for that. That person that made the song can sue that person that sampled it. And it's the point of like, yo, like I'm gonna sue you for either cease and desist, take it down, or take it down and pay me. And that happens a lot. So I don't want to be a person to snitch.
So snitch then.
These niggas ain't playing.
Judas. But damn.
No, yes, I enjoy hearing that. I have to find out where that's from, but
yeah. And it's funny because when I read the title, I was like, oh, I thought that's kind of funny name. This dude name is Judas because I know Judas is the Jesus. Like, and I was like, that's terrible. But then when you see how it plays, you're like, oh, that makes a lot of sense.
I knew exactly. Like, as soon as I read it, I was like, I know where we're going with this.
Yeah, I was like, Judas and the Messiah. I was like, wait a minute, they like modern day Jesus. I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
How can I put this off by myself? Sound like I'm really forgetting. Sometimes I don't get the significance or the level of importance the FBI had on what they did to black people. I forget sometimes.
I don't, and the reason because I feel like the worst of the worst that happened to black people a lot of times was the G-men. Like it was them. Like a lot of times it was the government that was fucking them over the hardest.
I'm such a sports head. I thought about Giants. Cause they were called G-men.
Don't matter.
They were.
It don't matter.
They were called G-men, bro.
It don't matter.
All right.
It don't matter.
But no, like you're right. The FBI, like what Muhammad Ali say? Why is it that when I go to Vietnam and I'm here and you're my oppressor when I'm here? You want me to fight in another country, and that always stuck with me because it's like when black people try to do anything through like the right means, through like protests and like voting and shit like that, the powers that be in the government find ways to sabotage that, and it's like, yeah, y'all want this, but like, we're not gonna give it to you. We give you what we think you deserve.
And then when the shoe was on the other foot, the government was like, well, we're not allowed to get involved with this. We're not allowed to really step into this. We got to let this play out. And it happens a lot. And so that's why I never forgot, because a lot of times when it comes to like assassinations, a lot of things like that, and no one's arrested or some random dude's arrested for it, whatever, like, or like, yeah, whatever it may be, it always involved the government. It always involved the government. The FBI had something to do with the FBI. Wasn't like always the FBI.
It always comes out, but it always comes out like 5 or 10 years later though.
Yep. So FBI had something to do with that. Or if you read their books, they talk about that. Like Malcolm X definitely was like, yeah, I'm more than sure I'm being followed by the FBI. I see these dudes. I'm seeing them. I've seen them a couple times now, and they're like, oh shit, like, oh, all right.
Like COINTELPRO is like a real thing. For those that don't know, basically like surveillance on. It was the government saying like basically we have threats in the United States of America, which makes sense.
Yep.
And we're going to survey them. Which that part was the fucked up part, because it's like wherever we deem as a threat, and then we're like, if you're a black figure, guess what? You're being surveyed. So Martin Luther King is being surveyed. Surveyed the word. Surveillance.
Watch. That's fine.
Malcolm X, James Baldwin, like all of them were being like watched and tailed because they thought that or felt that they were a threat to the United States government.
Yeah, anybody who had any type of notoriety and was about black people getting better, having better. I mean, they definitely was like he was on that list. He was on the hit list real quick.
It wasn't just restricted to like black people either. It was like a lot of figures, but
the one white doing it, bang, they take you out too.
They definitely was like, stop doing that. That's true. I know.
I was like, they knocked out a whole president, like, pop, took that nigga whole head off.
Well, I'm not gonna say. I was gonna say that I think that they took out that president because he was leaning towards he was having a lot of sympathy for black people.
That's what I'm saying. You help black people, pop, you gone. Like, oh, you want to help them? You trying to ride with them? You gonna be treated like that?
I don't think he's being surveyed though. That's the crazy part. But anyway,
I mean, he technically was. He was working for him. So, he was in a house. He was in a house.
He was like, if you do the survey, the first question is, do I like black people? Yeah, of course I do. Yeah, go ahead and play.
Yeah, they were playing. He was like, yeah. Oh, you do? Okay, yeah. Took that nigga out, bro.
Yeah, if you haven't had a chance, go watch it. It's on HBO Max. Or you can watch it in theaters, which is like kind of cool to do these days with a mask.
Although the link I think is a bit different, but still, a lot of it.
I don't think so.
They pop.
I think it's on the same lines.
Kinda, yeah.
Kinda no.
Yeah, because they had to do more. So it was more of a political thing than anything else. But
you don't think? No, never mind.
Go ahead. So what you gonna say?
No,
go ahead and say it. You gonna start saying on the podcast. Hope when talking on the podcast is talk, right? You gonna say something? Say it.
All right. Malcolm and Marie on Netflix. That nice smile, huh?
No.
Damn.
That's salty.
You like look. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna ask you a question. You gotta take a breath and then. Like,
oh shit.
All right. I got a nice smile, huh?
No.
All right, cool. Makes you feel a bit better.
Okay.
All right.
No. Yeah. Yes.
Yes, what?
Yes. Here you go. Kool-Aid smile.
I don't do that.
Now I'm trying to hype the brother up and give him the credit that he wanted. Now he don't want it. You see how this game is played, y'all?
The Kool-Aid smile be fucking up my arteries because of the
that sugar still. That's how you smile like me. Like, I still feel that shit sometimes.
And the Joker treatment. No, so we watched Malcolm and Marie.
Oh, this was so good.
So Malcolm played by John.
Wait, how many sponges for Judas?
Oh, good question. I give it 10 for Black History Month.
Even without Black History Month, I actually did like this movie a lot. 7. No, I'm playing.
That was harsh all of a sudden. Like, what you
I gave it an extra point for Black History Month.
That's ignorant shit.
It's like a 6 in your eyes, bro.
How about you a Bill? You a Bill, huh?
Wild Bill. That was a hard name. I was so mad. That name was hard. Wild Bill. Like, yo.
Technically, he was wild.
Yo, was that Wild Bill? You just look like, yo, is that Wild Bill? Yo, put your chain away. Like, you heard the nigga name was Wild Bill and he was coming over, you like start putting stuff away.
No, I wouldn't.
Yes, you. Oh, you would
fuck him.
I nigga fuck you up first too. He like,
not that man. If he stuck here in a minute, yeah, all right, we'll go ahead.
He gonna snuff you off for it like, he wouldn't be. The thing is, he'd be shorter than you. He'd be like skinnier, but he was just crazy. He was just a wild boy.
I'm not scared of no short dude. I'm sorry.
You say that until that short dude hit you in your nuts on like speed back your nuts like.
He's back my nuts is crazy.
Wild Bill. He was short, so he said. He like, damn.
I let him get more than one hit off of my nuts.
He had not short. He had to be the speed bag your nuts. That's what little kids do. They see it like, bop. Right.
That's not what they do, bro.
That's they do. Like, hey, kid, hi. They run to you. They slam your nuts. But whose brat ass child is this?
Oh, nothing. Malcolm and Marie.
Slap the Kool-Aid out this little nigga like, pop.
Name's episode Kool-Aid Smile.
Oh shit.
Write that shit in there. But Kool-Aid Smile.
Yes sir, yes sir. What else do you want me to do, sir?
What's up with you, dog? Like that deserve that? Like really, dog?
Yeah. He kept saying Malcolm and Marie. I'm just fucking it up.
Malcolm and Marie on Netflix. Actually came out for Valentine's Day, but Malcolm, played by John David Washington, is a director who just premiered a movie that is a complete success. Once home, after the premiere, Marie, played by Zendaya, had a conversation that stemmed from a speech Malcolm gave before the movie premiered.
Man. This movie was good.
I'm trying to think about how'd you feel about the movie, first off? Like, it's definitely 2 hours, 2.5.
I liked it.
You liked it?
I liked the movie a lot. I liked it for the simple fact that I saw in Malcolm and how he operated, how he maneuvered, and some of the things that in the way he thought, the things he said. I saw me.
Okay.
I saw a lot of ego, and I was like, oh, like there was parts I was like, there was just cringy, like, oh fuck, like dude, like no, like why would you do that? And it just, yeah, it was like a reality check for real. I saw a lot of ego there, and I saw a lot of things where I was like, yeah, we're not doing that no more. Like, we're not saying this no more. We're not doing that no more. Like,
I don't think he's that bad.
I don't think I have an ego. I know that much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
the world knows that.
In seeing that.
Big ass ego. Your ego was so big, bro. I thought your head was swollen. I'm fucking with you.
It is his ego.
No, that shit's ego. It's like a blimp.
Cause of ego.
Nah, it's like a big ass head.
Like an earth on top of an earth. Ego.
Alright, the fun. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Niggas go. I'm learning this. Niggas go with you like, pow, like, oh shit.
Fucking nigga.
Like, yeah, shut the fuck up. Like, oh, shut the fuck up, you stupid nigga. All right, yeah. No, but and knowing that he had an ego and just seeing how he operated, I've never operated to that extent as far as like as far as the mental abuse and things like that he was doing. But it's just the idea of, I'm sure at one point in time he didn't think he had an ego like that. But then it can get bigger. You know what I'm saying?
I think he knew he had an ego.
But it's different between knowing you have an ego and actually knowing the size. I mean, everybody has some form of an ego.
I know.
But it's the idea of how big is it? How big can it get?
Pause.
And so, wow. He got a big ego.
Oh, wait. I was just going to say something else. No, continue my fault.
And so, and seeing that, that's why I was like, I kind of liked it, because it definitely made me check, like, I've never been in a situation where I was doing that to somebody. I think that's, and I would pray and hope that I had never operated that way, which I don't usually operate that way. I don't think I ever have. But just the idea of when the ego is struck and hurt the most, that's when you can become the most irrational.
Yeah.
If it's hurt enough, you can become the most irrational. You can become, like, you might as well just be drunk. Because you could just be like, so, like, depending on what they say, it can make you mad enough to be like, I'm going to say some crazy shit because I'm so hurt. And so I think he was just like, he just felt so hurt, despite the fact that that wasn't the intentions. Mm-hmm. His ego just took it to a whole nother level, and he just was like, because she told about himself, like, yo, you're not going to be able to, because you can't deflate. You don't know how to deflate the situation. And then it just...
De-escalate. Yeah, yes.
Yeah, it de-escalated. It just... Woof, it went to a spot I did not expect it to go to, and then it just was like...
Oh, yeah, the whole thing was like, y'all really doing this, huh?
Yeah, and it would just go in and out of, like, fighting and, like, about to kill each other to, like, kissing and not even necessarily making up, just kind of put it behind themselves.
No, so there was a certain degree where it was, that argument and moment was over, but it's only a chapter in the book.
Right, but that's what I'm saying, but, like, they never really, there was never, it was never nothing like I'm sorry, like, yo, this was bad, like, we should... That's what I'm trying to get at, though. He was like, no, that's what I was getting at. Like, there's parts where it's just like, bro, like, how do y'all resolve this? What's the resolution of this?
I feel like you get to a point where no matter what you say, there is no resolving on some things. Some things are just unforgivable.
Unforgivable. Waffle frogs. Just shout to him. That shit was so funny.
Yeah. Did you notice how when they play music, they play music for another person? So like, wherever John David was like playing a song, like except for the first one, that was like more for him. But when he played the second one, he was trying to communicate to her through the music.
Yeah, and then she did the same thing to him.
Yeah.
And it was not good.
that song was sweet, but if you actually break down the lyrics, it's like, yo, like, are you okay? The one she was like,
outside? When she was outside?
Yeah, they both outside on the, I used to call it patio in the backyard.
And they were sitting on the chairs, right?
Yeah. Because the song basically was saying, like, I'm not, no matter how bad he is as a person, I'm not leaving him because I love him.
Yeah.
But in actuality, that's not really healthy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was like, kind of like, oof, that's pretty toxic. Like, that's like when you think about the situation they were in and think about the message that was being sent, it was like, that's bad.
That's how love was back in the day. That song was
That's how love is now. That's how a lot of love is now. Like that's a reality, bro. That's what made me also like this movie so much. I have not dealt with that. Like I've dealt with.
What you deal with, bro?
I've dealt with the we don't work out, we break up, whatever. We still cool, but not so much the emotional abuse to that extent and stuff like that was going on. Mm-hmm. But I've seen and just heard often enough about that emotional abuse and things and how it goes from like it's just not working out between us, but I'm gonna have this nigga baby and then see what happened, and then that shit happened and then it's like, well, that don't work, let's get married, and I used to go further and further and further and further in this relationship that wasn't working to begin with, but you stick with him because like it's not that bad.
Yeah.
And then you be like, nigga, no, like you not remember like how you was crying every night and how you don't come home sometimes and how he.
That's old shit though.
That's true. That was yesterday.
That's what they say.
That's what they say, and that's what make it crazy. Like you, like you forget.
That's what both people say. I'm pretty sure dudes and women, men and women both say like.
Oh yeah. Like,
I love her, bro. Like, well, she's such a nigga dick the other day, bro.
Like,
what you doing?
She got mine. Like you, like, oh, but look, we cool though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she only did it because she trusts you. Like, what? Nigga, no. Nigga, what?
A user or a fool?
Like, and then at what point does it become that? That's the thing. Like, at some point, you start playing the fool. But then why do fools fall in love?
But everybody plays the fool.
I'm done.
I heard y'all try to match that too, but I couldn't match as much as you did.
That's ignorant as shit. But no, for real, like, you just see that shit. It just be like, you say shit a lot where people just say this toxic ass. Like, I know people say toxic reviews. In this situation, it really is a toxic relationship. Really, is just like we both are poison. Like we both are poisonous to one another. Like,
so who is more toxic?
I don't think.
I have my answer. I want to know your answer.
In that situation?
Between them two. Between Malcolm and Marie.
Oh, I think Malcolm was very toxic in that situation. And how the things he was saying and doing and stuff like that, and just it was just bad all around, bro. Yeah, like he was definitely like saying things. I was like, nigga, really? I feel
like Marie definitely reciprocated the energy, but when Marie was like, hey, this is the issue at hand, Malcolm was more in a sense like, he was more focused on trying to defend himself and tell her that she was wrong versus like, yo, like,
I hear you.
Maybe I should do that. Like, maybe I should take inventory of myself.
Yeah, that was the thing. I was like, yeah, and I being from a place of ego, when you hear something that you think is wrong, it's often hard to be like, you know what? I don't agree, but let's just go on that. It's like, no, especially if it's wrong in the sense of like, I have facts and you have opinions. I'm definitely gonna be like, what?
But even with that said, you were wrong a lot.
Huh?
Even with that being stated, you were wrong a lot.
Well, yeah, if you compare it to your opinions, they're always incorrect. That's true. Like, that's what I'm saying. Your opinions are incorrect. That's crazy though.
They can be true though.
Like, your opinions incorrect. Like it's my opinion.
Yeah, it's like
it's what I think.
It's like if you say for a test and like you got wrong answers, like yo.
That's not your opinion though. That was you took a test and got the wrong answer.
Yeah.
You had wrong facts.
If it's wrong, it's an opinion. Yeah.
No, nigga, it's just no. That spin was. Go back to that. You gotta face the court in like 2 seconds, bro. That was
why?
You gotta come back with another. I'm gonna give you a chance to come back with another.
That's what they told me in school, bro. If it's wrong,
that's fair. That's fair. Where you go to school at? What city did you go to school at?
Alhambra.
Alhambra?
Yeah.
I don't work at Alhambra.
I know you don't.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say, oh shit.
What's wrong with you, bro?
I don't work at
It's not all about you. It's like we talking about egos. So what men fail to realize is
pigs.
Yo.
I was rolling with you. I was rolling with you. No, I just felt like that. Just seeing them unfold and how they wasn't, how he was trying to attack her and blame her for doing these things, and he was doing those exact things. It was just like, bro, like, you being super reflective right now, bro. Like, cause you say it's her, now it's you. Like,
no, it really was him. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, he was trying to say it was her, and I was like, nigga, that's you. Like, that's literally you tearing her apart and trying to bring her down because you mad. Cause you can't grasp or comprehend what it is she's trying to tell you. And then she just sat there and was just like, you're right, babe. Like, And like, and then he was like, that's all it was over a part. And it was like, no, that wasn't. Okay.
He was so busy trying to get to the root of the issue versus like, let me just talk to you. Because like the first time they talked, it was an argument. The second one, it wasn't really an argument. I was trying to talk to you, or just trying to get my feelings like heard, understood, and trying to figure myself out. And everything after that, it just was in shambles.
Yeah. Ouch. Jesus Christ.
And I was like, damn. I forgot what niggas wrong here. I shouldn't have opened the door.
It is what it is, bro.
It is, you know
it's funny because it didn't bother me. Like, I'm just like, okay, it's background music. Like,
yeah, I agree, but it's like my brain was in and out of like everything
like,
he's playing. Yeah.
Just that shit. Yeah.
Because the apartment was like, hey, okay.
Yeah, no, but there is a that movie definitely just made me be like, yo, make sure you don't be like that, bro. Like ever. Like when you go into the relationship, just don't be like that, bro. Like, cause that shit was bad.
I don't think you are, but one, not a girl. Two, I haven't seen you in your 30s in a relationship.
Yeah, I didn't want to. Yeah, no.
But I don't think you're that harmful. I think you have enough sense to be like, you know what? Excuse me. I want to like, excuse me, Jesus. Like attack this issue like you would do, but I realize that like if I do that, we're not gonna be together too much longer.
Yeah, it's just one. Yeah, you just kind of learn to play it like, okay, like that's not gonna be beneficial. Like, is this gonna be helpful? Is it thoughtful? Is it helpful? Is it intelligent? Is it needed to be heard? Like, I mean,
needed to be heard is so important.
Yeah, is it knowledgeable? Like, is it? Then you're like, no, it's anything about the same. Just think.
Sometimes it's hard to say what you want to say without like cutting someone's head off or ripping someone's head off. And I thought he definitely was like not gonna fuck about that. He
wasn't, because his ego. Because every time it was funny, because every time his ego would get hurt, he would like do something like to kind of remove himself from the situation, get pumped up, and then come back for more. And then when his ego finally got hurt enough, got really bruised, he came back and just tried to tear her down, like try to destroy her, like. And I felt like he verbally tried to murder her.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He verbally tried to murder her and then wanted to see her act it out. Like, he wanted to see her like, now that I've killed you inside, do it outside. Like, that's what I wanted to see. Like, he was just trying to destroy her. Just to be like, no, don't do it. I love you. You know what I mean? Whatever. Like, it really looked, I mean, he was just, the thing he was saying was like, who does this?
I'm gonna give you a moment for me. So, in that part when he was in the bathroom, he's talking to Marie. He was naming all the girls that he was like, was influenced by, like he was DMX.
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh, he was like, yo, no fucks given?
No, well, not that part. But so I feel like you can say everything you're saying about like all the women that you like been with and how they influence you and how important they were to you. in your head. You can't say that out loud. Even if like there is truth in that statement, like you can't be like, man, you weren't even that important to me in this movie. You know what I'm saying? Like this girl influenced me. This girl did that. This girl like Like you can't keep that in the recesses of your memory bank, and you don't pull them out.
I see what you. Okay, I get what you're saying.
Because like all the shit he said, I was like
allowed her to think what she want in that situation, but you know the truth. That's one of the things. Oh, for sure, I agree with that. That's part of like, okay, like in this situation, let's say she bugging in this situation, but I could say like you right.
Like that's like okay. I wouldn't say you right, but I was like, hey, like I know that like you may feel that like these things are part like you contribute to the movie, but also had like past experiences that play a part. Like you just leave it at that. You don't say like, oh, Kiki and Keisha,
do she love me?
Tatiana, Sierra Maria and shit. You know what I'm saying?
That shit was crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Names and shit. I just made them up too. But like you just kind of like like had past experiences and they played in a part of like the art that I did. And like after that shit was crazy. What's up? You good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
shit going on?
Phone crazy. That phone crazy. The time was 14. That's crazy. Yeah, it was just like, yeah.
He was bugging. I like that energy because it's like you kind of like as a dude you do want to feel. For me, I should say as a dude, you kind of like you like want to feel special in that regard of like what you do, but you shouldn't have to tear your partner down to feel that way.
Yeah. Because it definitely, and I saw one thing, which is funny because I watched this video, not this movie, but I watched a video like that's the same day we watched the movie, and it was about how often men are, I don't know, I can't remember, but how a lot of men often want their woman to pour into them but don't pour into her.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, and then like seeing this is like that's kind of what that felt like. That's what I got from that was like he outside of him like helping her like when he was helping her originally with the whole situation and whatnot. After that was all said and done, it seemed like a lot of it just became about him and his work and how he poured more into his work than he did his woman. And because she said that you pour more into your work than you do me, and then like then on top of that, like when I'm doing things for you, you're not even really that appreciative. Like you're not even like, oh, thanks.
You get to a point where you feel like you take it for granted. And it's kind of what she spoke about also. It's like you take things for granted.
He did. He took a lot for granted. Like he didn't think to thank. Like she's like, you didn't even thank me. Like. And I don't know, a lot of shit just came up, bro. I was like, God damn, this is like, but all I saw was, this is what can happen if you don't check your ego. This is what can happen when you operate off ego and don't check it, it can get bad.
I don't know why I thought you was going to say this is what happens when you don't check your girl. I was like, bro, no. But yeah, that's true.
That would be bad. No.
That is what happens when you don't check your ego. 100%
that's correct. Bad, bro. Like, you don't check your ego, it could really get like out of control. Cause that was so bad. I was just like I remember just cringing. Like, why would you say like?
Look.
I was like, bro, why would you say this? Like, I don't think I would want to watch that movie with my lady. I feel like I'd just be so like, no. If people like to talk about this and she can be pissed no matter what happened.
If you're guilty of doing things like that, yeah. But if you're just like chill for the most part and like you don't get the light version of it.
Right, and that's the thing. Like, my thing is like, even if you're not guilty of, let's say y'all had an instance at one point in time where y'all did have an argument or something, and it kind of came out this way. It's possibly gonna try to tie it like, see, you did that same thing, but like, not like that. Like,
but it's good to have it's good to see the outside looking in because you be like, I did that? No, I didn't. You keep watching, you be like, oh yeah, I kind of did that once. But I kind of like relate in a sense to one part in the movie because you talk about your ego, so I'm gonna be vulnerable with myself. She talks about how he put everything above her. Like he had an actress or whatever, and he put that actress's feelings above Marie's at the expense of Marie. Yeah. And that's not how you're supposed to like carry things out. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to like, if that's your girl, it's your girl. That should be your main priority. It's supposed to be the person's feelings that you should care about the most. But he didn't do that. And I know that I do that myself sometimes. You try to make everyone happy, but you try to make everyone happy at the expense of your girl being like, treated like shit. Yeah, because then he was like, I'm supposed to, she's my actress or whatever. And he was like, no, like, you still gotta cater to me. Like, you still gotta take care of me. Yeah, that's my actress, but I'm your woman. Yeah. But I will say that he definitely, like, his response was different than mine would be. He was like, I'm supposed to do that. And I was like, no. Yeah, no. That shit was wow, bro. kind of if the foot was on the if the shoe was on the other foot and she was carrying to another dude more she was carrying to me, I'd definitely be like, nah.
Yeah, but that was thinking his ego was so big he didn't think nothing of it.
Yeah.
He just he didn't think anything of it. She was like, I could literally be in the room with like some other dude hanging off his arm and stuff like that, and you wouldn't even think anything of it. You wouldn't get jealous. You wouldn't get any you just wouldn't care. You almost wouldn't care. Because
she said that to you.
Because the thing I'm gonna get this part away that made me like damn was like he was like you are because he said some really some really messed up things to her. And then but this one was real bad. This one he was like dragging her through the mud while she was in the tub.
Okay, yeah.
Like and as she was doing that, he was just like she was saying how like that's the best and the worst of you. Like that's the high. Like you were like that's it. Like your ego is you're so high up on Mount Ego that you can't even see down, and there's nothing to look up to. You're just so high up. Like you're at your cap. Like this is it for you.
Is that gonna be anything above? Like this is your ceiling.
Yep. Like there's nothing else. Like there's nothing you can possibly do. Like you're so great that there's nothing that can possibly be greater than you, and that's why you don't think that. You don't think that I would leave. You think that you're so great. There's no way she would leave me. And it was just like, damn. Like I never thought that. I never thought that. Like, oh, this girl would never leave. I was like, anybody can leave at any point in time. I always believe that.
They're gonna leave me. So
episode.
Wait. So I firmly believe that, but my thing is, I'm always trying to outdo the person I was yesterday. And so which your desire to always improve is kind of like, well, if I'm always improving every day, or if my goal is to always improve every day, then it's like, well, there's no reason why. You're never looking at me like I ain't shit, bitch ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Right.
But when you at the top and you think like when you at that point when you think like you are at the best, there is no better. You don't improve. Yeah. You don't do those things, and you just get stuck in this place of like I'm better than the world. So whatever I'm doing is better than somebody else. Like just by me being there, I'm better than you. And it's like that's not how that really works. Like
your dating Superman theory.
Huh?
Your dating Superman theory.
I don't remember that.
That's what I made the name for it. Because you know how like we'll go back and forth about how like if a girl Zeus.
Oh, okay.
How like a girl is dating Zeus, whatever, right? And it's like what you gonna do? Break up with Zeus and date some other regular ass bum ass peasant ass nigga? Like you gonna stay with Zeus no matter what bullshit he does? You gonna stay with Zeus
as long as he remains. But in being Zeus that he had to do things that like
no he didn't.
This was out here. Zeus was out
here wilding.
Veteran.
But
the idea was at the point, like, but at that point in time, Zeus was like being a god he was the pinnacle.
He was the pinnacle of a god.
So that really was the pinnacle of what it was. So it was like, okay, what do you do in that situation? But the idea was at the same time though, he truly was. I'm at the top of this chain at the same time, and I had to defend it off plenty of times. I've proven myself by defending it. This guy wasn't doing you know what I mean. Like this guy wasn't doing that. This dude was a regular ass human who did a movie.
But Zeus was wilding.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying he wasn't wild. It's not the point of the match. Like that's different. Like him wilding isn't in the same spectrum of what we're talking about. Since like she was like she's gonna break up with him because there was something he wasn't. There was something I forget what she found out that made her mad.
Everything.
This was before she found out about all that, and she was mad about something. It was like, what would you want to do? Like who you want to go? Like who would you want to be with?
Who we talking about? Zeus or talking about Malcolm?
The Zeus. Remember, and Zeus was like, I think in the cartoon show, we talked the cartoon show he was watching.
I'm talking about his whole lifestyle.
Well, and when I said it was a reference to the cartoon at the time, like he had came up, he did this thing, like he worked his way to this area called the top, and he worked his way to be the top dog or whatever. And even then, he had to defend it, he had to fight, he had to like go to wars, whatever it was. He had to do all these things to earn that spot. It wasn't like, oh, I did a few things, and and then got there, and that was it. Like he was still having to prove himself in a sense of like I would have to maneuver a certain way to do things.
Right.
And the idea was like if someone's maneuvering in that way, like, and if you are dating somebody who was doing those things to be the best of them, essentially stay the best, stay at their best. What you gonna go? You gonna leave them and get who? Like who you gonna leave?
Somebody can love you better.
Right, but idea again. We were talking about someone who was loving, like someone who was like, oh yeah, babe, whatever. This was prior to that point.
No.
When I said this was prior to the point.
We're deviating. But
no, because you're gonna bring it up, they try to be like an asshole and say that and then leave it out there.
You want to go to loop. That's what I'm saying. My bad, you right, I'm wrong. My bad.
Nah, fuck that. No, fuck that. You will put it out there like, nah.
I just say you right and we're deviating from Malcolm.
You don't get to be like, oh yeah, say something out there, throw it out there like I'm crazy, and then leave it out there like, oh,
you're not
well,
crazy. I say that I was wrong, my bad.
Nah, after a nigga that went through all this.
Yeah, sometimes it takes going through the long walk.
This is one of the things like, just don't say nothing.
I'm gonna shut the fuck up from now on, you right.
That's probably for the best. That's ignorant and shut up podcast.
Malcolm, chill.
This is our top track of the night.
Nah, I feel like she could have did better. I feel like he could have done better himself as far as like being a better human being.
Nah, he was trash for that shit. That shit was trash. I was like, bro, I cringed.
Did you really?
I was like, God damn, like, dude, the things you were saying, like, why? Like, cause he would leave and it would be this moment of like, okay, let's just
peace and calm.
Let's just go to opposite sides. Like, take time to calm down. Like, this is one of the things, like, you go in the corner, you go in the corner.
So I realized that she definitely was like, and that's me, where she was like, I need my space.
Yep. And
like,
he would follow her into her spaces.
Yeah, he like, once she was like, I need my space, he walked more into the room. He's like, yo, fuck your space and fuck your feelings. I had something I want to say, and it's more important than anything you think. And I was like, yo, you wildin'. And I honestly was like, have I ever done that? Like, have I ever been to the point of like, so caught up in my own thinking what I want to do that I neglected someone else's feelings and emotions? I'm pretty sure I have. I do apologize.
I've definitely neglected people's feelings, stuff like that. I for sure. Oh, fuck yeah, I have. Especially, again, like, even just now we was talking, I'm like trying to get this feel off. He was like, no, like, you know what, you're right. Just go. I was like, nope, at this point, you're riled up now.
That's different.
I was like, no, but I've definitely been in a situation where someone's explaining to me how they felt about something, and if I felt like, for some reason, if I felt like my intentions, what I was doing and how you felt didn't come off the same way, it was just like, you was just stupid. Like, you were dumb. Like, you didn't get it because you was just dumb. Like, oh, like, I definitely had times where, like, maybe, like, for instance, I might have been making a joke with somebody. Mm-hmm. And they would take and be like, they really felt personally attacked by that. And it was like, I was just joking. I did to everybody else and it was cool. Why you tripping? And that's how I would take that as. Like, you're bugging. Like, you're bugging. You laughed at everybody else and they did when I did the joke to them, but now it's your turn. You crying. That's how I would take that as. And it wouldn't be like, oh, maybe what I said to them was sensitive to them.
Yeah.
It would just be like, nah, you shouldn't have been in the room when the jokes was going around if you didn't want them. Like, and it'd be like, oh, too bad. And I'll just keep it going. Like, I've definitely done that shit before, bro.
In my head, I don't know why. I imagine you be in a room with some people making fun of people, like their shoes and their clothes and shit. And you get one person who made fun of their dead mama or some shit. Nah, and you're saying that's not something that you do. That's what being funny.
No more. That's crazy. No, I never would do that. The battle rap? Oh yeah, for sure.
You do battle rap, huh?
No, I just pretend to battle rap. I pretend to do it.
He's battle rap against me and just fuck my feelings on.
Nope. But I know in the past I've definitely done that when I make jokes and people be like, oh, I probably laughing at one person be like, and I can tell, and it's worse if I see like you get uncomfortable, like, all right, cool, I'm gonna ease up. But a lot of times I will say this too though, and I'm gonna say this though, and a lot of times when jokes, if I do tell jokes and they get too far to that point of like I'm attacking you, I can guarantee you I was not saying shit to you and you said something to me.
That's not true.
That's Thomas. Name a time where the jokes just came flying at you and they got personal and you didn't say shit to me. You didn't start them.
Me? I never start shit with you, bro. What? You wanna be attacking me, bro? I'll be sitting here and sleep. You like wake up and I'm about to roast you. And I'll be like, yo, shut the fuck up.
When you roast food, you're supposed to eat it. Like, yo, pause. like.
That was fucking sure. But nah, honestly, for like, honestly, as of lately, the last like 3 or 4 years now.
Like, bro, like even you can ask Aaron, we go to a party, bro, and someone get roasted, it don't be like, oh, I just started at that person.
I know you, Fred.
Yeah, but I'll just start saying personals and getting personal. I might be like, oh, you got the light right, whatever. You like, okay, yeah.
I know you.
But the ugly don't come out until they be like, oh, Fred, blah blah blah. I'll be like, damn.
No, because you'll start it. How? And the other person doesn't know like the rules. What you mean how? You won't get to the room and make fun of people.
So I gotta make up for their ignorance?
What?
They don't know the rules. That's not my fault. You try to play a game and they know the rules.
That bird from here. Yeah, you'll walk in the room and you be like, oh, why like he work at Whataburger? Ha ha ha.
That got something to me, and that's how it started. Exactly, perfect example.
So you never said to me. So you never said that to someone before. They look like they work at Whataburger or Target. You told me I look like I work at Target. I had a red t-shirt and some khakis on.
Okay, how's that a personal joke?
What if I had nothing else to wear? What if I had money to watch clothes or some shit?
Then I would have known that situation would have made fun of you.
No, you wouldn't have.
I know you, so I wouldn't know that situation.
No, alright, I know you. So, with that being said,
right. So
I know
you know that I wouldn't do that.
It's your ego talking, huh?
No, this is me talking.
When do you know, in the midst of the moment, I mean, for real, when do you know your ego is in the way?
When I feel bad about what I said. When I feel bad, like I shouldn't have said that.
So it's after the fact.
It's like, honestly, a lot of times, it's sometimes during, because it become long. It'll be like, or like, honestly, usually for is when someone says something and I feel myself getting real mad, like real pissed off. and I was like, and I feel myself being mad at being mad. Like, why are you mad about this? You shouldn't be this mad. I know it's my ego. Like when someone says something to me and I know I'm mad and it shouldn't affect me like this, I'm like, this is ego. You're mad. The fact that you're mad at something is ego, bro. Like, you need to check that shit. Like, I'm mad that I'm mad at this, and it don't be something that I should be mad at. Does that make sense? Like
a little bit. I'm trying to think of an example. I'm trying to
like if someone's talking, like I heard someone's talking shit about me, whatever, right?
Right.
And I hear it, I'm like, okay, whatever, blah 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 blah. But then later on, I'm still thinking about it, and I'm like, I'm still on it. Like it's like, bro, like,
no, fuck them.
Like no, but see, like at some point, it's like, why does it matter? Like, who is this person to you for real?
It hurt my feelings though.
But who's that? But okay, like you only heard word. You don't even have proof. Like you heard word.
So.
like when I become basically, I think when I'm irrational, when I'm really irrational about some shit, ultimately is usually my ego. When I know like, okay, this is some irrational shit. Like you being irrational, bro. Like usually if I'm being irrational, I'm working off my ego. And sometimes my mind, I'm not trying to be braggadocious, but sometimes I feel like your mind runs through things, and your mind runs as fast and quick to say things and whip back and stuff like that. You're able to think through and be like, don't say that. That's bad. Like that's bad. Like, don't say that. That's bad.
I had those moments. I'm pretty sure you had that moment way more than I do.
I've had moments I definitely like about to say some shit like, like you got it. Like when I'm doing that to you, like for real, I'm like, hey, you right.
Especially in a serious moment, yeah.
You like, I'm doing that, like, no, I had some shit that was going to be truthful, and it was going to be unnecessary. It was going to be some unnecessary truths at that time.
Yeah.
Like some shit I didn't need to say. I was going to say to you, like, oh yeah, like.
That's why I personally, that's why I don't deal with you like that. Like, even when we like playing around bullshit, I'm like, I'm not gonna be waiting for this. Because it's the point, like, I'm like, you gonna tire me out. I'll be tired.
I'm gonna wear you down. I'm gonna be like, look, this is what's gonna happen. Like, you say some shit to me. Mm-hmm. And especially if I'm in an egotistical mood, like, I'm in that ego mood, like, let's go.
Okay.
That's not good. Like, that's not good. I'm in the mood to be like, oh, yeah, I'm ready for this verbal assault. Let's go. Like, you like, okay, yeah. Like, it's going to become that. It'll become verbal assault. Like, just like, damn, like.
And like half an hour, you like, why are we still doing this? And it's like, I don't care if I'm going the distance.
Like, you started this. Like, this is what happens when you open this. You be like, did I start this? Like, you did. And you be like, fuck. I'm like, yeah. Like, now this is where you are.
That's what's up.
Like, this is where you are. I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, you made this left turn. I told you to go right. I said, hey, keep it going. Keep it pushing, playing. You came here. Like, this is what's going to happen now. Like, yeah.
I think you be started, though.
Huh?
I think you do be started, though.
I'm sure sometimes I do. Like, when I'm roasting again, like, if I'm roasting, we having fun or whatever, yeah, I'm doing it. But if it becomes personal, where I'm, like, saying things that's kind of like, yo, that's kind of, you kind of out of pocket for that. Like, like, that's when, like, yeah, like, nah, you said some shit to me. Like, if I'm just keeping the exterior only, and it's like, oh, I might joke about, like I used to mess with one of my friends about, she got a big head, whatever. She didn't. But I would fuck with her about, you got a big head. And that would just be the thing that I would tease you about. Like, you got a big head. She'd be like, no, I don't. Later on, she'd be in the mirror like, shit, is my head big? Like, maybe. Like, and you'd be like, it's funny.
Like, you said somebody's breath stink?
Oh, yeah. I told somebody breath stink, they breath didn't stink. They believe me. I was like, your breath stank. I was going there for like a half an hour, and I was like, no, your breath don't stink. He's like, does it really stink? I was like, no. That was fucked up. But I was drunk. That don't count. Yo!
Episode 146. Go ahead and close this out, bro. That's when you know. You at your work.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If I'm drunk, it's a wrap. It's a wrap for me and everybody around.
But I didn't say that.
Like, it's like the first person I see. They could be me. I be in the mirror like, get this nigga. Like, oh shit, he in for a treat. Like, damn. No, but this has been episode 146. Thank you guys for tuning in and listening. This is your first time. Welcome. This is your 100th billionth time. Thank you for coming. I want to thank you all for, I guess, 146th time. Thank you for coming. You always catch me at Mr. Fredtastic. Also at Mr. Ego on the go. No, I'm playing. Catch me, Mr. Fantastic, on Instagram and Twitter. You can catch this guy at
T. Us Reno Jr. on Instagram and Twitter.
Okay. Catch the podcast on Instagram at Cleaning Dishes. Catch the podcast on our website, cleaningdishespodcast.com. Also, YouTube us. You can look up Cleaning Dishes Podcast and we pop right up. Check it out there. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. This has been fun. Please send all recommended movies. I found a few here and there, but if you can, send them to the the Instagram page. It's probably the easiest place to reach us and interact with us.
I was gonna say real quick, movies that we're gonna watch, we plan on watching in the future.
We got a new sister!
We plan on watching, don't hold us to it, MLK, FBI, American Skin, Sylvie's Love, Crown Heights, and Small Heights.
What's Small Heights?
I don't know. Why both of them called Heights though?
That sounds like the different places. Okay, but that's the list. If you think you wanna chime in, definitely again hit us up on the Instagram, and you talk, we talk back. You know, it is what it is. This has been the Clean Dishes Podcast, episode 146. Clean your hands, check your egos, and clean your plate. Peace.
That was a good episode.
It was fun.
I fuck with it.
Did you stop it?
Huh? No, I didn't stop. That's good.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I'm saying, yeah, leave the trap run. You know what I'm saying? Bonus track.
Let the beat the bitch. That's all Lil Wayne?
Who's Lil Wayne?
Ooh.
I was thinking more 30 Hours by Kanye, but that works too.
30 Hours. Oh.
30 Hours.
Dude, yeah.
You stop it, Lil.
Him, heavy home.
Sounds like